Hey guys, what's up? It's Charlie here, and today we're going to be looking at the 10 worst life hacks you should never try. So on the whole, life hacks are pretty great. They can save you a ton of time and sometimes even a ton of money. But not all life hacks are very good. So here are the worst life hacks shared by people online. But before we get into them, why not subscribe and press the notification bell too. Coming in at number 10 we have keep them fresh. So everyone likes a new fresh pair of shoes. They look great and they definitely turn some heads when you walk down the street. The only problem is with fresh white shoes, they get dirty very easily and very quickly. If you've ever bought a pair of Air Force Ones, you know that they get dirty after a few days. Well, one day a guy had just bought a fresh new pair of white New Balance shoes. And he'd even bought the white New Balance socks to match. He bought them for a music festival he was going to with friends. Of course he wanted to look good, but he didn't think about it very much. That is because he showed up to the muddy music festival field in these brand new shoes. But this guy had a life hack. As you can see, he put them in Ziploc bags. I think he would look more ridiculous walking around in muddy shoes than he would in Ziploc bags. Fair enough if he didn't want to mess up his brand new expensive shoes. But then again, he could have just done the logical thing of not wearing his crisp new white sneakers to a music festival. I really don't understand this guy's logic. But at least he had the foresight to do this life hack and bring Ziploc bags. Do you guys know anyone obsessed with sneakers who would do this? I can think of a few. Next up is spaghetti. So everyone likes spaghetti bolognese. Of course, to make spaghetti bolognese is pretty simple. You just make the spaghetti, make the bolognese sauce, and then mix them together. But one day somebody had what he thought was a genius idea to mix the spaghetti and the bolognese sauce. What he did was put the spaghetti and the sauce in his tumble dryer. He then turned it on, hoping the spaghetti and the sauce would mix together. But instead, all that happened was the sauce was taken off the spaghetti. I'm not sure why this guy thought this life hack would work. I can just see so much potential for this going wrong before even trying it out. They say no matter what you should try things out, but I think this is an exception. Next up is cycle mower. Now I'm putting this life hack on this list because it's so ridiculous. But when you check it out, you be the judge of whether it's genius or stupid. Nobody likes mowing their lawn. It's a very annoying task to have to do. It takes a lot of time and also a lot of manpower. But somebody found a life hack to cut their lawn more quickly and more fun. They simply deconstructed their lawnmower and attached it to a broken bike. So if you can't afford a fancy ride-on mower, then try this. I think this life hack is absolutely insane. For all of the time and effort it takes to make this, you could just cut your lawn normally. But then again, maybe some people have different opinions. The bike they used is a kid's bike, which probably isn't ideal for an adult cutting the lawn. But I suppose you could trick your young child into mowing the lawn by just telling them to ride around the yard. Perhaps this life hack isn't so bad after all. But I think if I saw my neighbor actually cutting their lawn with this, I'd assume they got insane. What do you guys think? Is this a good life hack or a terrible one? Let me know in the comments what you guys think, and whether you would use this life hack in your life. Next up is toilet dinner. So if you live in America, you likely have heard of TV dinners. For those who haven't heard of them, they're basically meals that come on a tray and you eat them in front of your TV. Well, one day somebody had a slightly different idea. They didn't have a TV dinner tray, but they did want to eat dinner in front of the TV. So this guy didn't have a TV tray, but what he did have was an old toilet seat. So instead he simply used the toilet seat, put it around his neck, and made his very own toilet seat tray. I'm not sure if this constitutes a TV dinner or a toilet dinner. If you wish your family sat around the dinner table more, then just be grateful they don't do this. The guy looks surprised someone's taking a photo of him as if what he's doing is totally normal. I just hope he cleans that seat before he eats of it. It's a common saying not to eat where you but it looks like this guy is kind of breaking that rule. He's also wearing a white sweater, maybe to try and blend in and really look like a toilet. But would you guys try this absolutely insane life hack? This looks more like a device you'd see in a North Korean prison camp. But I guess this guy will do anything to avoid a family dinner. Next up is hot dog with extra Colgate. When you order a hot dog, what do you get with it? Most people get ketchup or mustard or chili. But according to this guy's life hack, what he should be getting is a hot dog with extra toothpaste. One person posted online saying in the morning they have this every day. They said they're able to eat breakfast and brush their teeth all at once. But I'm pretty sure putting toothpaste on your food does not brush your teeth. This image really does make me uncomfortable just looking at it. I'm assuming this life hack was posted as some kind of prank, but I really wouldn't be surprised if somebody actually tried this. Judging by some of the life hacks people have done on this list, it seems people will do the most insane life hacks just to save a bit of time. Everyone knows that eating right after you brush your teeth is the worst thing ever. If you've ever drank orange juice after brushing your teeth, you know what I mean. So can you imagine eating a hot dog and toothpaste at the same time? Again, is this a life hack or something at a North Korean prison camp? There really does seem to be a theme with these life hacks. Perhaps Kim Jong-un is behind them all. But let me know in the comments whether you guys would eat this hot dog with extra Colgate. Next up is phone magnifier. Everyone knows that it seems phone screens are getting larger and larger, but if you have deteriorating eyesight or if you're short or long-sighted, you may want to use the magnifying feature on many phones. On many phones, you're able to actually magnify certain bits of text to read easier. But one day somebody came up with a different way to magnify their cell phone. As you can see, they simply put their phone in a glass of water to magnify it. Now, while this life hack does work, it's also pretty insane. I know some phones nowadays are waterproof, but even so, I wouldn't try this out. Waterproof phones are only supposed to prevent your phone being damaged in accidents, and you shouldn't be putting them in glasses of water willy-nilly. I have to say, phones do look pretty cool when they're dunked in water, but at the same time, I would recommend you never try this life hack. As I said previously, some life hacks save you money, but if this life hack went wrong, then it would be costing you hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. Next up is leaf blower. So this is yet another outdoor life hack, which is pretty terrible. One day somebody was doing some yard work and they had leaves all over their yard. They wanted to use a leaf blower, but the only problem was they didn't have one, and leaf blowers can set you back around $100, so they didn't exactly want to buy one either. However, what they and many others do have is a fan. They simply took a regular office fan outside and used it as a leaf blower. That's got to be one pretty powerful fan, otherwise this won't work very well. This is probably one of the dumbest life hacks I've ever seen. It may work, but can you imagine seeing your neighbor blowing their leaves with an office fan? Just imagine if you paid a landscaper and they showed up with an office fan. They would most definitely not be getting a tip. What they would get, however, is a call to a psychiatric hospital. Next up is socks. So if you guys ever had the embarrassment of looking down and seeing you have a hole in your sock, it makes you look pretty ridiculous and a bit sloppy too. But if you're out of the house, you can't always get a brand new sock out of nowhere. So one day somebody decided to improvise. They simply grabbed a marker and colored in their toenail black, the same color as their socks. Then when they put their sock back on, it blended in pretty well. I have to say, this life hack might work, but it is pretty dumb at the same time. And then if you have to remove your socks, you'll have to explain why you have a giant black mark on your toenail. If you guys want a foot infection, this is definitely a way to go about getting one. I don't know about you, but I think I'd have an easier time explaining a hole in my sock than permanent marker all over my foot. But according to comments online, many people have actually tried this out. Some people have really tried this out. So leave a comment on this video letting me know whether you guys have tried this before or not. Be honest. And if you haven't yet tried it out, then would you? Next up is bottle shoes. So this is another terrible life hack for your feet. Do you ever want some cool ventilating shoes but don't have any flip-flops? Well, as long as you have 2 bottles, then you should be absolutely fine. As you can see, somebody shared a terrible life hack of them simply stepping on bottles to make them into shoes. These pretty much act as flip-flops, only they look ridiculous and probably aren't very comfortable. They use the label of the water bottle to keep them on your shoes, and then you simply step on the bottle part. Now, these would protect your feet, but unless you're literally homeless and don't have any money for shoes, then do not try this life hack out. Not because it's going to harm you in any way, just because it's pretty dumb. You can get a pair of flip-flops from the dollar store, so maybe try that before using bottles. But if you guys want to trick your friends into thinking you've gone absolutely insane, then maybe do try this out. Next up is microwave chargers. So, do you guys ever take hot food into work, but by the time you've gotten to work, it's gone all cold? Well, if you don't have a microwave in the office to heat your food back up, then you could try out this terrible life hack. We all know that when you plug chargers in for long amounts of time, they get very hot. So hot, in fact, you can even use your laptop charger to heat up snacks. I'm not exactly sure how safe this one is, but somebody really did do it. As you can see, they put their sausage roll in between 2 chargers. And supposedly, this really did heat up the guy's sausage roll. I can't say it doesn't work, but it does look pretty insane. And if your boss saw you doing this, he'd probably question whether you're fit to work. Would you guys ever try this absolutely insane office life hack? If you should, then maybe you deserve a demotion. Personally, if I saw anyone doing this, they would be fired. It may be creative, but it's also absolutely insane. Next up is watermelon eating. So if I asked you guys to eat a watermelon, you could probably do it, right? You may think it's not something that requires a life hack. But if you need to eat a whole watermelon and you're in a big rush, then you could try this insane life hack out. As you can see, one man from Thailand decided to come up with this insane trick. He made a device that spins around with a drill. He then attached a watermelon to it and then span the watermelon around. He then simply has to put his teeth on the watermelon and he can eat the whole watermelon in minutes. I'm not sure how this is useful whatsoever, but it definitely is crazy. This is one life hack I recommend you do not do. I'm not sure how safe this is, but even if they're safe, it's also pretty useless. But guys, leave a comment letting me know whether you would do this insane watermelon life hack or not. Check out the poll in the top right corner to vote for the worst life hack on this list. I think it has to be the watermelon eating one, as that one is stupid. If you guys want more amazing videos, check out my second channel for really good life hacks. There'll be a link to that on screen in a moment. But as always, thanks for watching. Check out some more videos on screen right now. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and if you haven't already, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to Top 10s.